Hello, everyone. My name is Maya Chorengel, and I'm one of the co-managing partners of the RISE Fund. At our fund, and as an impact investor, one of the things that we do is to partner with great entrepreneurs who are building businesses that are solving some of the world's biggest intractable problems. Financial inclusion is one of the topics of great interest to us. And today I'm honored to have with me Colin Walsh, who is one of my favorite people in the world, and is also the founder and the CEO of a very remarkable fintech company called Varo Money, who is on the leading edge of making that change. So Colin.
Thank you, Maya. It's great to be here. Well, as you know, I founded Varo with the idea that an impact-focused, technology-led bank could improve the financial situation for millions of consumers and communities across the country. Varo is really a new breed of bank. We're all digital, we're mission-driven, we're FDIC insured, we're members of the FDIC, we're members of the Fed. We're really built around the way our customers live their lives. As the first all-digital bank in the US, we're on a mission to bring greater financial inclusion and opportunity to so many hardworking Americans who've been left behind by the traditional financial system.
Thank you, Colin. So that's a fantastic introduction to what Varo does and the problem that Varo is trying to solve. In 2020, the COVID pandemic and the economic disruption that followed is really remarkable, and it brought about the importance of Varo services. You were quoted in a recent article in Forbes as saying that it will take a multifaceted, concerted effort to solve the economic inequality that exists in society today. According to the Fed, about 22% of Americans are unbanked or underbanked, and about 14% of Black Americans are unbanked. What role is Varo playing specifically with these underbanked communities and these minority communities in particular to help close the economic gaps?
Sure, Maya. Well, first, just from a contextual standpoint, COVID has really wreaked havoc in so many ways on populations that were already struggling. So many people that have experienced decades of wage stagnation and not seeing their ability to keep pace with inflation of everyday things from food and transportation and healthcare and housing and education. And so you have this whole population of American consumers that were already stretched. And then you compound that with job losses and health issues and childcare burdens and not getting the support they need from the government. So I think the first stimulus was certainly helpful, but the fact that we have not had another stimulus has been incredibly harmful for so many people. And so kind of what role does Varo play? So we really focus on three things. So the first is around just helping people stabilize and smooth their cash flow. So we do things, first off, we eliminate hundreds of dollars of fees and charges that consumers might be paying to banks. We provide paychecks up to 2 days early, which is very valuable for people who are just kind of waiting for that next paycheck arrive because they've got bills coming in every day. We also have been offering something called no-fee overdraft, which has helped since we introduced that in the summer of 2019. We have saved ordinary consumers over $150 million, the money that is back in their pockets that they would have paid to banks. And now we're offering a new product that is, I'll talk more about, but it's a short-term lending solution that is helping consumers just, again, getting through to that next paycheck. So the stabilizing cash flow is one area that we've been spending a lot of time on. The other is helping build basic financial resilience through savings and giving consumers both the tools as well as the incentives to start putting money away as seamlessly as possible and being able to start to build some short-term savings, even as small dollar savings, to help in the event of an emergency.
Colin, one of the things that we really value within the RISE Fund is using data analysis. We do this with our impact measurement. We do this with our impact assessment. We use academic and third-party research to drive our decision-making. This allows us to go beyond assumptions and put about a problem and put sort of real data and evidence behind finding a solution. This is obviously something of critical importance as well to Varo. As a digital bank, one of the things that we know you are capable of doing is leveraging data and information to roll out certain products and services and offer more value to your customers. Can you talk a little bit about the uses of data and information to drive your business and to drive value for the customer?
I'll talk about it from two perspectives. So one is just being able to actually measure our impact. I noted before that we've saved consumers $150 million in overdraft fees alone. We also have helped so many consumers open their first savings account and are starting to build savings. And over time, we've already helped people put hundreds of millions of dollars into savings accounts. Many of these people who never had savings accounts before. So one area, important area from a data perspective is just even to be able to measure that impact. Then talking about credit, and credit for me is one of the most systemic barriers to financial equality in this country that exists, because it uses backward looking systems. And if somebody doesn't have credit because they're new to credit, they might be new to the country, or they've struggled to make ends meet and they've damage their credit, they are stuck. And there are very few tools to help them move ahead. And so one of the great innovations I think Varo is going to bring is to use the wealth of data that we have on our consumers to determine who we can lend credit to, how much we can lend, giving them innovative solutions to start to build credit if they didn't have credit before. And so we're working on a whole number of things that I'm incredibly excited about, but I can't say too much yet because they haven't launched, that I think are going to make a massive difference and can really help bring people up that broken ladder.
So another critical competitive advantage that was a huge lift for the company, but absolutely core to the business model and the promise of providing true value to customers, was becoming a national bank, getting the National Bank Charter. And Varo Bank made history this summer by being the first fintech company in the U.S. to get the National Bank Charter. What does that mean for your mission to make banking accessible to all? And how does it advantage the company in a way that advantages your customers to be a fully chartered bank?
Sure. Well, it was a long, arduous journey, but it was well worth it. But right from the start, I said that Varo really needs to be operating and innovating from inside the regulated banking system. And the reasons for that are several-fold. First, it allows us to control our own destiny. So as opposed to being reliant on a sponsor bank or that might have multiple programs and for no cause of anything we have done, you could be at risk of some sort of a compliance issue that could slow down your business. So really the kind of control your own destiny, control your own data, manage your own brand in a way that you can not do as well when you're operating with a sponsor. The other reasons are that we can innovate across a broad range of financial products. So we have the same bank charter as Bank of America. So, it's anything on the consumer space we can do. And if you're in a sponsor bank relationship, you're really limited to the products that the sponsor bank has permissions to white label. And so that is quite a limitation. And so we'll be able to do things on the payments and deposit space. We can do things on the credit and lending space across the board. And so over time, that's going to be a massive advantage to us.
Yeah, that's fantastic. If we think forward, then, as you talked about, with a more innovative business model, with an ability to disrupt the existing financial systems and bring more value to your customers, what are you most excited about for the time forward? Once 2020 and all of the challenges we face.
I think all of us will look forward to looking at 2020 in a rearview mirror. But I think that going into next year, being able to really leverage the data, leverage the hyper efficiency of a fully digital national bank, to be able to create products that are meeting real customer needs. And we talk about is Varo being designed for the way you live. Well, we just launched this short-term lending product, and we've had just massive take-up immediately because it was designed around what our customers were asking for, particularly at this point in time. The other thing I'm very excited about is to create a new bank that really in a cultural moment that becomes so culturally relevant, because what we're trying to do is to answer some of these calls for social justice, break down some of these systemic barriers to financial equality, reach out to communities that have been left behind, and be able to offer them real sense of control, peace of mind, a sense of community, and really all of that grounded in our core mission of bringing financial inclusion and opportunity to everyone.
Well, Colin, thank you so much for spending time with us today. We're looking forward to watching how Varo Bank serves its customers and really shows how technology can be a force for good. So thank you again for all that you do, and to the Varo team, and great to have you with us.
Thanks so much, Maya. It's been a pleasure.